Hey there, I'm Susanna Reicher. I help yoga teachers package their wisdom into digital offers and build a profitable online business. I've been doing this work for years and I've tested pretty much every business model you can imagine. So I love helping you find the one that actually fits your life. Not just how to teach more classes and add another workshop, but how to build a business that feels stable, flexible, that works with your lifestyle and with the life and business you want. And honestly, I've been reflecting on this in my own business too. What's working, what's changing, and what still makes sense going forward. The beautiful thing is there are so many different business models in the yoga world. You can build a beautiful career teaching in studios, you can run retreats, you can lead yoga teacher trainings, you can create in-person workshops or immersions, you can do corporate yoga or private yoga and a couple of group classes on the side. And all of those can be meaningful and fulfilling and profitable. But what I want to talk about today are the online business models that are becoming really important for yoga teachers who want more stability, more freedom, more flexibility, and honestly, more breathing room. The kinds of business models that don't rely on being physically present every hour you want to get paid. Models that can either stand alone or integrate beautifully with your in-person teaching so you're no longer dependent on a studio schedule or seasonal retreat bookings. And if you've been feeling that pull, maybe you've hit a ceiling with your class schedule, or you want to travel more, or you're ready for income that doesn't disappear when you're sick or taking a break, then this is going to be really helpful. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 online business models that I think every yoga teacher should consider in 2026 and beyond. These are models that are sustainable, that make sense with the way people learn today, and that give you the structure to build something long term. The 3 I'm going to focus on are first, memberships. A membership can be such a grounding, supportive offer, especially if you want to create community, offer consistent support, and build recurring revenue. It's not just more classes, it's a structure that keeps students engaged month after month. Second, a signature program. This is where you choose a transformation or a clear outcome that you want to guide people through, and you build a pathway around it. This can replace endless one-off classes and give you something more stable, more predictable, and more impactful. And third, a strategic offer suite. Think of this as architecting your entire online ecosystem, from a low ticket offer that brings new people into your signature offer to maybe some bridge offers. This model allows you to serve students at different stages and create a more predictable, scalable business. What I want you to understand is how you can create real long-term stability, especially if you pair your online business with a simple content strategy and a simple sales system. So let's start with memberships because I think there's a lot of confusion around them. On the surface, they seem really simple. You create a space, you upload some content, you add a community, you pick a price, and you're done. And technically, yes, this is not complicated to set up. This is really simple. But a membership is actually one of the most advanced business models for yoga teachers. Not because the tech is complicated, but because of what it requires from you long term. A membership isn't a one time launch, it's a living, breathing offer. You're constantly managing churn, which means every month you have people leaving. And if you don't already have a steady flow of new people discovering you, It's very easy to find yourself in what I call the churn cycle, where you're working so hard to just replace the members who left that you don't have the energy to grow. And then there's the content. Even though you can absolutely keep it simple, a membership still requires consistency, right? So you're showing up every month, you are creating content every month, something of value, nurturing the community, answering questions, keeping people engaged. So it's a beautiful rhythm once you find it, but it is a rhythm and it has to be sustainable for you. That's why I often say a membership is not the best first offers for most yoga teachers. It's not for you if your audience is tiny, or if you're still figuring out your messaging or your niche, or if you're not sure yet what people really want from you. A general yoga for everybody membership, that's going to be really hard to sell. But if you do have an engaged audience, or maybe a few thousand people on your email list, people who genuinely care about your work, then a membership can work beautifully. And also, it can be incredibly fulfilling because you're building a real community and you're working with students over a long period of time. You get to see their progress in a deeper way than you would otherwise. And you develop real relationships, not just with individuals, but with the entire group. I'm actually working with a one-on-one client right now who's launching her yoga membership in just a few days. It's an app-based membership and it's such a hard-led offer. She has a really big, very engaged following. She's not starting from scratch or something. And even then, it's not just launch it and it'll run by itself. So we are working on her long-term strategy, not just the launch, but how she's going to consistently bring in new members every month. So the membership continues to grow using content, paid ads, free trials, upsells, all the things. Because that's the part people don't always think about. It's not enough to launch the membership once. You need a simple, reliable system behind the scenes that keeps enrollment flowing all year long. So if you already have a strong audience and you love the idea of creating a long-term community, a membership might be perfect. But if you're not quite there yet, don't worry. There are other models that are much easier to start with. And one of the most powerful ones is your signature program. So let's move into that next. This is the one that tends to bring the most clarity and stability for yoga teachers who want to grow their online business. A signature program is not just your typical low-price online course. It isn't a collection of random videos, and it's not a mix of everything you know. It's a structured pathway that guides your students through one specific transformation. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and an end. They know what they're working toward, and you can support them through a clear process. Is what you are known for or want to get known for. So, for example, one of my students created a signature program where she teaches yoga philosophy and history. This is her expertise and what she wants to become known for. So, from a business perspective, this model is much more accessible than people often think. A signature program is usually a higher priced offer, so at least around the $500 mark. Many of my students launch something closer to $1,000 or more. And when you look at the numbers, you can see why this model works so well, even if your audience isn't huge. If you have a $500 program and you enroll just one student per week, that's $2,000 a month. If your program is $1,000 and you enroll one person per week, that's $4,000. You don't need a big audience to get there. You just need a steady stream of the right people coming into your world. And this is where the comparison to a membership becomes really clear. A membership is usually priced much lower, maybe $50 a month. Even if you have 20 members, which is actually quite an achievement when you're just starting out, you're still at $1,000 a month. And on top of that, you're creating new content, nurturing the community, and constantly trying to bring in new members because people naturally come and go. A signature program doesn't rely on that kind of monthly churn. You can run launches or you can set up a simple sales system that enrolls people throughout the year. And because the price point is higher, you feel the impact much more quickly. 5 or 10 students can completely shift your income. And there's something else that makes this model so powerful. It allows you to be known for something. So instead of trying to market 10 different ideas at once, you have one clear offer that represents your best work. Your message becomes more focused, your marketing becomes so much simpler, and your students know exactly what they're signing up for. So that gives you the foundation, right? So once your signature offer is in place, you can build everything else around it, your content, your systems, your email list growth. The program becomes the anchor for your online business. And from there, you can expand in a really intentional way. So if you're thinking about a business model that's both doable and impactful, something that doesn't require a huge audience and still gives your students a deep experience, a signature program is the best place to start. And once you have that foundation, you can begin thinking about how all your offers fit together and how to grow from there. This is the third business model I want to talk about, building a strategic offer suite. And this really becomes relevant once you have your signature program in place and you've created this foundation. That's the moment when a lot of yoga teachers start wondering how to reach more people, how to build more trust, and how to sell more, right? Consistently. And that's where thoughtful, strategic offer suite can make such a difference. Because once you've launched your signature program, the next step is not to immediately create a dozen new products. This is a mistake I made, right? Your next step is to grow your audience and give people a way to get to know you before they invest $1,000 or more. Most students don't jump straight into a high ticket offer. They need to warm up to your work. And you can't keep selling to the same group of people again and again. You need to grow your audience and you need to build trust with them. They need to experience a small transformation first. And your offer suite is what creates those stepping stones. This can look really simple. So you might add a low ticket offer that helps people solve one clear problem and gives them a quick win. Something they can finish in the weekend and immediately feel the benefit of that you sell for maybe $37 or $47. Or you might have a small self-study course that acts as a bridge, so a way for someone to spend a little more time with you, learn your approach, and start building trust. These lighter offers help people feel safe investing at a deeper level. But here's a mistake I see so often. People create a collection of random digital products that don't connect to each other at all. A meditation course, a beginner's yoga course, a course on sleep, and another on stress, all sitting next to each other on a website like items on a shelf. When you do that, you're not creating a path, you're creating noise. You're making your life so much more difficult. Students don't know what to choose, and none of those offers naturally lead to your signature program. What I want you to do instead is a much more intentional approach. So keep things simple and let every offer have a clear purpose. So, for example, your low ticket offer should gently guide people toward your signature program. And your signature program becomes the place where they get the full transformation. When you approach your offer suite this way, it becomes something much more grounded. Each offer has a clear purpose, and each one naturally prepares your student for the next level of support. Instead of feeling scattered or overwhelmed by too many ideas, you are creating a path that helps people understand how to move deeper into your work at their own pace. And there you have it. So when you look at these three models side by side, the membership, the signature program, and the strategic offer suite, you can see that they each serve a different purpose in your business. A membership works beautifully when you already have an engaged audience and you enjoy building a long-term community. It's steady, it's relational, and it can become a really meaningful space. A signature program gives you that focus and stability. It's a deep, structured way to share your best work. And it's most often the easiest way to create consistent online income without needing thousands of followers. For many yoga teachers, this becomes the foundation everything else grows from. And a thought out offer suite is what comes after that foundation is in place. When the pieces flow together, it becomes a really sustainable way of growing your business over time. Now, there isn't the one right model. It really comes down to where you are right now, how big your audience is, how you like to work, and the kind of experience you want to create for your students. And of course, it's going to evolve. You might start with a signature program, add a low ticket offer later, and eventually move toward a membership when you have the audience size and the systems to support it. So if you're feeling called to choose a direction or you're trying to figure out what fits your next season, I hope this gave you a bit of clarity. These models have shaped my own business in such meaningful ways, and I've seen them work again and again for my clients and students. If you want me to go deeper into any of these or share more behind the scenes examples of how they work in real life, let me know in the comments. And if you're exploring how to build your own signature program, or you're just getting started and you want to figure out your messaging and your content strategy, I'll link a few resources below that might help. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.